Hello, it's Brenda Wood, and we are doing another episode of Things by Bren. And today we are with Chris Harris, and we're going to talk about being an addict and the things that an addict goes through. I met Chris through Faith Bible Fellowship in Atchison, Kansas, which is where we are now in the library. And Chris, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell them a little bit about you and your past, kind of where you started with addiction.
Well, I'm Chris Harris, and I started my addiction for 30 years, I did crack. And there for a long time, the police were watching me because they thought I cooked it up for everybody. But if they would have watched me for doing crack, I'd have been busted in a heartbeat. But I never did. And I was always, there's no such thing as a smart addict, but I was a smart addict. I would never let nobody, I didn't know in my house, so I would never get busted. I had nobody never narc on me, so I would never narc on nobody.
Right.
30 years crackhead every day.
Now explain exactly what crack is.
It's
people that might not know
it's a cooked up cocaine. They cook it themselves and they use it's baking soda and cocaine, and it goes into a rock form, and then you smoke it off a pipe using charboy and all that. See, now I'm telling all this, they're gonna say, oh yeah, okay, we're gonna do this, okay, listen, okay. Now wait a minute, I'm trying not to do that. That's like when I was jail ministry. This guy told me, yeah, the meth. They tell me what they're using in meth. And all this anhydrous, battery acid, all this stuff they're using in meth. He says, but then they'll take a cotton swab and put it in the water and draw through the syringe. I said, why? Because we don't want to get no poison in our system.
Well, that's what meth is.
Do what? I said, that's kind of... And then one guy tells me, he got busted for a straw. They took his driver's license away, his license plate off his car, for a piece of a straw that is 3 inches long. They used to snort cocaine. I said, why'd you? He says, well, I cut it in half and I get the resins out of it. I said, have you ever got high off the resins? He goes, no.
Then why do it?
No. My mouth come out stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, why? They caught him coming out of a crack house, or a meth house, okay? This other guy said, well, I got busted for a roach. Why not just throw it away? I mean, they're watching you. You know they're watching you. But my deal is, my brother got me started on freebase cocaine. And I learned how to cook it up myself. So that was 30 years. Every day for 30 years, I've done crack cocaine. This is the man I am today. But this drug changed everybody.
He's pointing to his shirt, and he's talking about his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And we'll get to that too. But go ahead and finish.
Yeah, as I was saying. And my brother, I said, I'll cook it up. My brother's mad. He's mad at himself for getting me started on it. But I've done it before. It's just me. I say, what I do is they got me started on it. Okay. I dated this one woman a long time ago, and she walks by my house and she goes, Chris, I hear you're not doing so good. And I look at, well, yeah, I'm doing great, I mean, that ain't what I hear. You want to go to church with me? Well, sure. And ever since then, the Lord has been on my back. And I mean, he has taught me a lot. I've known the Lord forever, but I didn't know the Lord. I mean, there's a difference. And she says, okay. Now I'm helping at Vacation Bible School because I love my kids. And I got 6 months clean time. I'm going to the bank and I'm getting $20 worth of change. I hand the kids, had the kids money. So they put it in the offering. Going there, the last day was a Friday. So I went down, got the $20 worth of change. I said, okay, I got another $20 bill in here. Send my bill for check. I put it in my back pocket. I says, after church, I got me an idea after church. Got going, I handed the kids out, and there's a couple extra kids there, so I got the 2 ones and a couple whatever was left. I handed it to the kids and put it in the bill. I slapped my bill for check again, because I still had that $20 bill. And I said, okay, now I'm going to go out and get me a 20-piece, Lord. I want some kind of sign you don't want me to give the 20-piece.
Explain what a 20-piece is.
It's been $20 on a piece of rock.
Okay, which is?
Crack cocaine. Okay. And I'm walking home from south side of town to the north side of town. I get halfway home, I hit my back pocket. No billfold.
Uh-oh.
So I turn around and I go all the way back to church because it's got to be that way. No billfold. Okay, so I go So I walk him home. I get 3/4 of the way home. I said, my billboard has to be that way. I just slammed it at the bank and I slammed it at church. So I got all the way back to church and no billboard. I mean, I'm out in the curb. I'm in the cereal holes and stuff. And I'm looking at everything. No, so I'm back mad now because a $20 bill. You just lost $20.
Right.
So I get all the way home. I start changing my clothes and I look underneath 2 pairs of pants that's on my dresser and my billfold was there.
Oh man! And you thought you had it on you the whole time.
I did have it on me. There was no doubt. I had it on me. So I slammed it at the bank and I slammed it at Vacation Bible School. That was the Lord's sign. That, and don't ask me how it got there because I could not explain what the Lord does.
I don't think any of us can.
But as I said, that was my sign. Oh, sure. I still wanted it at the time. Now, I want a cigarette.
How long have you been clean?
Let's see. December the 21st will be 10 years.
That's awesome. So talk to me about the life of an addict, what you go through, what your mindset is, just the thought process that makes you crave and the feeling of being high, just kind of.
Well, they say, and I call it the s'more drug like everybody else. The s'more you do, the s'more you want. That's what they call it, the s'more drug. Now, I was living in Mom's house up on 15th Street. And, of course, I always had a job. So I never had to steal, never had to do this, never had to do that for my drugs. My drugs, I always made sure my bills weren't paid, but I had my drugs.
So you sacrificed your drugs for your bill, sacrificed your bills to get your drugs, right?
And 3 days I'd have that's when Kentucky Fried Chicken was down there on Main Street. I'd have a chicken wing dinner. 3 days. That's all I'd have to eat. By the time I was done with the house, and Mom was feeling bad because I was living there, and she would buy me cigarettes. I would not take money for the drugs from nobody else. If I couldn't afford them, I wouldn't get them. And living in the house with no electricity, no water, no nothing. My roof in my kitchen, finally, you look up through the drop ceiling, and there's a hole in my roof. Big as round as you put your arms out and around, there's a hole in my roof.
So living conditions are not that pleasant when you're doing drugs.
I made myself a promise. I will never live like that again. I will not. My car, it might have a little bit of trash on the floor now, but I made myself a promise. I will not live like that. So if I see some trash, even at work, I'll pick it up and I'll throw it away because I will not live like I made myself. Like I said, that drug changed everybody, but I wouldn't let it change me.
That's good.
I would not let that drug change me. I would do it. And that's like this one girl. She's an addict. And ain't no names mentioned, but she says, Chris, you know, if you wasn't such a nice guy, I'd date you. And I looked up and I said, Lord, thank you for letting me be a nice guy. I mean, that's just, I'm not into what they was doing with.
And if you'd have dated her, you might have went right back into.
I was still doing it.
Oh, you were still doing it.
I was still doing it.
But you didn't need to be further into it.
I was gonna say, I respect my women. I mean, I might get angry at them sometimes, but I respect my women. And I would never want to share my wife or my girlfriend with other people.
Right.
I know a couple of my buddies, they'd send their wife out to go get me something. I don't care what you do for it. Wow. I had one girl tell me, she says, boy, I hope my kids turn out white. She was pregnant at the time. She said, I hope they turn out white.
She didn't even know what race she had been with.
Well, she knew who she was with. It's just, she did, that's why she said she didn't want. Yeah. She didn't want the husband.
Oh, the husband to know. I see. Yes. And if it was a different color, she would know. He would know.
He sent her out to do it. Get me some crack, and I don't care how you get it for me. Get me crack.
Yeah, but he might not understand if a baby come out not his.
Well, that's what I said. There's a couple of girls that I see every now and then, and they look hard, and I'm hoping they get off. I've been praying for them. I pray for them every day.
What was your mindset like when you decided to stop?
Oh, I still wanted to do it. God didn't want me to do it.
The cravings were.
Yeah. Oh, like I said, 6 months. I still wanted to do it. Now, like I said, I don't want to do it no more because where it got me.
Mm-hmm.
My family, well, my sister said she was going to kick me out of the family if I didn't stop. And I already had stopped the 21st of December. I stopped. And she didn't know that. But I didn't get to go to that Christmas that year with the whole family. And we always
They didn't want you around because of your actions.
She didn't want me around.
Mm-hmm.
But I never changed. I treated the kids just the same as I do now. I mean, that's just me.
Now your brother, does he you said he got you started.
Yeah.
What's his life like?
Oh, he's been done with it longer than I have.
That's good.
He got caught selling, because he used to sell cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
And he got caught selling straight to the KBI agent 5 times.
Oh my goodness.
And I walked in one time, I said, Butch, that guy's a narc. I said, I don't know that guy.
Yeah.
And Butch said, well, he told me why he's narking on it. It doesn't matter. Butch.
Now, did he ever go to jail?
Went to prison.
For how long?
I'm going to say 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it might have been a little longer, but he went to Topeka prison. And they are a minimum security prison.
Mm-hmm.
For the guys, there is not a fence around them. They take the guys out to lakes and they give them, a paintbrush and paint. These guys go out and then the guards would leave. And
things happen when that happens.
well, no, not for him.
That's good, but it can happen.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Yeah, guys walk off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, you're gonna take okay. Come on, you're in a place where they're not doing that. I mean,
mm-hmm.
Now the women's prison right next to them, the 20-foot fence, the barbed wire. What's the difference between a man and a woman and a man in security?
That's a good point. They're still people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I'd go up to visit my brother, he would get searched, and I didn't want to put him through that. That's where they say green. Guys, you want to go to prison, you're going to get the green hot dogs to eat. And I'm going to guarantee you that, because I seen that on my brother's plate up in Topeka, green hot dogs.
Yeah, the food in prison is not
It's
desirable.
It's not what you want. Now, I said I'd go to jail ministry, and they tell me, well, today we have fried bologna or whatever, and it's a treat today. We get peanut butter and jelly.
Mm-hmm. It's all right.
Okay. Now, I said I always kept my job. Always kept my job. And going up, and it's just, I don't know, I can't explain the feeling on it, but like I said, it's a small drug, and you just don't, you don't care.
You were fortunate to be able to stay employed during that time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and did they do drug testing back then like they do today?
Not with the people I work for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the job I'm on now, they'll a random P-test.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, and I told them, I said, you can P-test me all you want. And the first one I failed, I said, I will pay for it. Got hurt at work a couple times, and they sent me up to the hospital and took the P-test up there. And I was supposed to go see Dr. Brownie. And one boss was like, don't let him P-test you again. We don't want to have to pay for it.
Oh.
they knew it was going to be clean.
Yeah, that's
they
good.
They knew it was going to be clean.
Mm-hmm.
The drivers that come in, I work with liquid cow feed. We make liquid cow feed. And out there on the highway, they got parts of the stuff that went down to the river. And there was one driver come out, and I just seen him the other day, and he goes, yeah. He told me when he first started out, he said he's a 30-year crackhead. He says, he looked at the boss and said, that's the best employee you ever hired.
That's great. That's great. Now, how long have you been out there?
8 years.
8 years. Mm-hmm.
I've got 9 years clean and 8 years, between the highway and the river. That's
good. That's awesome. So now you work a lot with children. Talk about that.
Oh, I was going to say, I got put into teaching Sunday school. And I was like, I love my kids. And I could die for each and every one of them. I couldn't take the beating Jesus took for us. I could not do
I don't think anybody can.
I was going to say, that's just a little bit much. But I was going to say, I'm teaching teenagers in Sunday school. And there's some days we'll just get in there and they'll start talking about school. And there's a couple of the kids that have been shy that are opening up. Mm-hmm. And they're just And then there'll be a couple weeks where we'll just take the Bible and we'll read it right straight out of the Bible. It's been a couple of times where I tell them we'll draw something out of the Bible. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be artist. I said just draw something that's in the Bible. One drew Cain and Abel, and one drew the ark. And I said, okay, now in your own words, what is this about? And the kids, they do learn.
They do. They're smart.
And Miss Kate's class, she's got the ones in between the littles and the teens. And I'll ask the kids when they come out of there because Miss Kate teaches them. And
I bet she does.
She teaches them. And I'll ask the kids, okay, what'd you learn today? And this one, her name is Eva. And when she first came to church, she knew nothing about anything. I mean, she knew nothing. Now I go up to her and I'll ask her, well, what'd you learn today? And this girl has to think about it, but she can tell me what Miss Kate taught her. And I see this.
Awesome.
I see this in the kids when they're learning, and I see my teenagers. They learning. They might not be learning through the books but they already said they don't want the workbooks no more.
So God has put a special place in your heart for children, and He's taken your addiction away from you.
Oh yeah.
And He's changed your life.
100%. They always say you're not better than nobody.
That's true.
I am better than one man. The man I used to be.
That's a good statement. Absolutely.
Then I used to be. I put 9 years. I said, I am better than that man. I have some of the dealers come by and I say, Chris, I'm so proud of you. I mean, I can't believe you got off of me because I was on them bad. I said, I can't believe I'm so proud of you. Then you got the other dealers walk by and say, Chris, you're still a loser. No, I look at them and say, yeah, but at least now I hang out with a better class of losers.
There you go. Well, you're not a loser, Chris.
Oh.
You're absolutely not a loser because...
Well, in God's eyes, we're all a dirty rag.
Oh, absolutely we are, but you have overcome stuff that people never overcome.
Oh, I know.
And that is a tremendous success story.
Thank God.
Absolutely.
I will not thank myself for anything like that because there for a long time, I still wanted to hit. I mean, yeah, God's got me off it. I wanted to do it. My power got me to where I was, and God's got me to where I am.
That's wonderful.
And I love it.
If you, in wrapping up, if you could tell the public something to leave with them, what would it be?
If you're going to NAAA, let it work you, or work it. But bring God into your NA and AA, and it will work for you. And you will be amazed on what God can do for your life. I have some situations where I really wasn't into God that I should be dead. And he's actually saved my life. The last one, well, besides my heart attack I just had, my widowmaker completely clogged.
Oh my. He brought you through it.
Yeah. I was on the helicopter getting life flighted. And I told him, I said, and then I seen these two guys standing above me. I said, I hear a helicopter. I don't remember getting on that helicopter. They go, you're on one. Okay. I don't remember getting off that helicopter. But we're out the highway at work. I'm breaking open the lid on top of a car. I got a monkey wrench, and I'm everything I have. They got the open rails. They got the rail like that, and so I got an open space right there. I got them, and the guys are on the ground watching me. They're just standing down there talking. All of a sudden, the monkey wrench slips off the nut, and I'm flying backwards. I'm completely off the car. My feet are in the air like this. These guys over here are down, looking down on the ground for me to fall on the other side of the car. A hand or something stopped me, just like that. And I'm like this. And I just lean forward and get back on the car. God has a plan for me. He ain't gonna let me die.
That's right. He has a plan. He's not done with you yet.
That's like this one girl says she was always praying for her husband. And I says, ma'am, you keep praying for your husband because God's still working on him to get him to be your husband. Don't let that discourage you.
That's right. That's right. So, folks, it is possible to overcome. It is possible. Chris is living proof, 30-year addict, been clean now for a little over 9 years, and loves the Lord. He is doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's found his purpose and he has joy. And if you need to talk about addiction, give me a call, 913 957 3693. Talk to me on Facebook or LinkedIn at Brenda Ringwood. Thank you very much for watching.
Right.